Some more wrist locking control techniques. Here you are, you're being held by the collar from someone who's trying to strike you. Now you're going to block your head as I reach up and grab his wrist by holding my elbow up high. See my elbow directly there in front of my head in the top picture here? This is going to block him from punching me in the head. But when I reach up, I'm not going to just reach up to have nothing to do. I'm going to reach up and grab the back of his wrist. I'm going to grab the back of his wrist, and at the same time I'm going to have my left hand underneath his elbow, and I'm going to turn him and roll him off of my head. I'm going to bend his wrist to roll him off. I'm going to push up on his elbow to push him away and directly in front of me. So if you look at those pictures, I have his wrist up there, and I'm grabbed underneath his elbow with my left hand, and I'm going to roll it up and push him off and away from me. Then I'm going to take him straight down in front of me. And look, I already have his wrist bent. And if you get a close-up there, I have his wrist bent, and I'm bending his elbow. I'm pulling it into me. So let me enlarge this so you can get a good picture here. I'm bending that elbow and pulling it into me, and I'm really breaking his wrist as I pull his elbow. Now he's leaning his head back because it hurts him a lot. If I want to really do some damage, I can just knee him right in the face from there. Or, don't forget, we're doing wrist locks here. What makes it super effective is if I can bend that wrist and break it. I can just crack that little wrist bones, and that'll put him out of the fight too. So this is a really nice wrist locking technique. He has his hand on my shoulder or my head. I'm blocking my face with my elbow, pushing his wrist across, pushing his arm down, and rolling it over by just lifting up on the elbow. He has to roll. Then I'm going to put him in a very powerful wrist lock and control him from there. Now suppose you're on the ground. You know, I've done a lot of ground jiu-jitsu fighting and stuff, and most people do not realize that you can do wrist locks in a jiu-jitsu fight. They're completely legal. You can obviously do them in the street, or you can do them in a judo match and stuff. Here I am, I'm in a mount, and he has